Got me a new pole saw this morning from Blake. It's HT 250. I believe it's 40cc is what it is, fixed shaft, non-telescoping. And I'll show you why, because this job I'm on right here. So there's 30 of these cedar looking trees. They're like a landscaping type of thing. I'm not sure what they're technically are, but there's 30 of these dudes down through there, all the way down. Back I think earlier this year when they're having a baseball game, I think a snake came out of this hedgerow down through here, so now they want them gone. Well, these dudes got limbs that go all the way to the ground. You can see how many limbs is on them. Every one of them's like that. So what I did yesterday was just kind of test the water and see how it's going to work. I took 6 of them down. Got 4 right here, and then there's 2 more over on the other side. Got everything stacked up. So what I was doing, I was just reaching up with the battery pole saw, taking all the limbs. You can see the limbs on the sun gun. Taking all the limbs down, and then just reaching in there with the mini and stacking them over there. It actually wasn't too bad. I did these 4 here, or these 4 plus them other 2 down there. Did them pretty quick, surprisingly. I was figuring it was going to take me quite a bit of time, because you can see how tall they are, but they're all the way down to that other light pole down there. It's on the right. That's where they go down to. So they want to clean this thing off, man. Lordy mercy. But so I'm gonna go ahead and chip this pile. I got a pile here, and then I got another pile over on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and run this up in the chipper, get it done. So this is gonna be quite an interesting job here, because these trees, once like this one here, I can put the butt of it in and it'll pull that one through there, but it ain't gonna pull like all the limbs on there. Ain't gonna happen. So let's get busy. I could take and tear the limbs out of these trees with the grapple like I do the Bradford pears, but on these, they'll break out pretty easy, but a lot of them would leave like stubs on the stem. And those stubs on the stem, on the main stem, a lot of times they'll throw you off on feeding the piece through the throat right there. On the Bradford pears, usually they break off pretty clean right against the stem, so it's not an issue with them. So you'll see me get off the Mini here in a little bit, and I'll go up there and I'll run this lever. What that lever does is it actually makes the hydraulic cylinder that on the yoke where the feed wheels are, it makes that cylinder go down and it crushes. So when you're feeding these hairy limbs that have all this like really light, almost like rubbery, feel to it, the feed wheels can't grip on that stuff like it can on a main piece of wood. Now I can set the tensioner tight, the spring tension tighter on the feed wheels, but then it's a little bit too tight when you feed something big in there. So I just opted to leave it where it was and just work it through there. It's really no big deal, but again, like I said in the video, in part of the video, you have to be really careful with this stuff, because you can clog his chute up. I actually did all the rest of the 20. I think I did 6 trees the afternoon before when I moved everything over there. Here I am fixing to jump off, and then the very next day I did every one of the trees, and the next day I got them all done, and I got the stumps cut off. But I didn't get them ground. I ground them the next morning. So it went a lot better than what I thought it would, fooling with these things, because I counted the limbs in one 4-foot section. There were over 35 limbs in one 4-foot section. They were just crazy limbs on them. So Hope you enjoyed the video. pretty dang good. The worst part on this whole job is going to be taking them limbs off to where I can get them down to where I can make the stem cut like on those and then send it in the chipper. And just because of mere fact, they're just so thick getting up to them. And that's what I wanted the gas pole saw for, because the Husqvarna, the battery pole saw has protection built into it. If you hang the chain just a little bit, just a few Newton meters on the chain, it actually kicks the motor out on it. That's a safety thing. Most all the battery stuff does that. So I needed something that I could just sit here and hold wide open and just zip down through there, zip down through there. That's the reason why I went with the gas option, because some of these limbs are pretty dang substantial down through there, and they start at the freaking ground down yonder too. Now, all these are going to be ground too. This is a stump grinding job. And so those 6, let's see, yeah, those 6 plus about 25% of number 7 probably put, he's doing a regen right now. It's a little over half full of chips, about 5/8 full, I guess, something like that. So the thing about the cedar is, the only time I've ever plugged this chipper up was I was chipping some cedar. And man, I clogged it 2 years ago. I clogged this up. Oh my God. There's a little trap door right there you can open, but it really don't help you. What you can do, I've got a fiberglass rod, or you can use a piece of prep hedge or anything, you can stick up in there, and that'll get you into this area. And you just keep rubbing that thing back and forth and breaking that stuff loose till it finally clears that chute. So I'm real careful, like on this cedar, how I feed it, so that I don't clog that daggone chute up right there. We're gonna shut this thing down, and then we'll go to cutting for a while and piling it up, because that's the thing, if you can get it stacked up and piled up and then run in there and just smoke it through the chipper right quick, that's money for you there, rather than a chipper sitting there running and all that hoopla like that. Okay.